Okay, so there's a lot of good, juicy little tidbits in here in this great holiday song, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas. And we're in the key of C. And let's jump right in. All right. So we start out, well, first let's take a look at the melody, because the melody is really going to determine a lot of what we do chord-wise, right? So the melody starts on the root. We're in the key of C. It starts on the note C, very tonic. As a matter of fact, that's a C arpeggio. C, E, G, C. Then back to G. All right, so C, E, G, C, G, F, E, D, C, D. Now we're going to put chords to that. So I'm going to start with the C6 here. So I have C, E, A, and C, starting on the 5th string. Then here, for my next melody note, my E, I'm playing a C, major 7, sharp 11. I have the root, the sharp 11, the major 7, and the 3rd. And then for my G note, I'm going to play an A minor for those two chords, those two notes, I'm sorry. And what I'm playing here is a bunch of stacked fourths, A, D, G, and then C. So I get my melody note G, melody note C, with an A in the bass, thinking of it as an A minor sus. So far I have my C chord, my A minor chord. Now I'm going to go to my D minor chord. So I'm playing that melody right over my D minor 7 chord. And again, I'm a big champion of the stacked fourths. I like that sound. I have D, G, and C, and G again. And then over my G chord, I'm playing an F over G, which is like a G9 sus4, then a G9 chord in first inversion with the B in the bass, which looks just like a B half diminished chord, but I'm thinking it as a G9 first inversion. So I have B, F, A, D. So I have here. Let me switch cameras and I can get you up close and personal here on this. So what I have so far is then what am I doing here? Oh yeah, there she is. Okay. All right. So that's what we've got so far, is that first little part. Then we kind of do the same thing again, where the melody is almost the same thing again. But I change it up a little bit this time. I start with the C6, and then for my E note, I actually play an E. And that E is in first inversion with the G in the bass. Then back to my A minor, right? Then same thing here. But now this time, the melody is a little different because you just sit on that G note over the D. So I go. Here it looks like this. And what I'm doing here is I'm raising these middle notes. So I'm sort of in, out, in on my D minor 11. Okay? So this second part, E, A minor, then my D. And then we go on to the next part, and in this next part, the melody is so again it starts with the arpeggio, but this time we're starting an E. E, G, C, E, and then down scale wise. So now I'm going to play that C major 7 sharp 11, G over B, A minor 9. So this kind of looks like a C major 7, but I'm thinking of it over A minor. So I have the third, the flat 7, the 9, and the 5. And then the melody. Then to my G chord, another G chord, and then the turnaround. So while we're sitting on this E, we do our turnaround. And let me go and just show you this part here. C major 7 sharp 11, G over B, A minor 11, A minor 9, and then we're going to do this D minor 7, I'm sorry, then G, another G, and then we're going to do a 3, 6, 2, 9, E minor, A7 sharp 5, D minor 11, not minor, actually D7, and then G13 flat 9. Okay? So let me back it up, all right? So. Right? Sub. That crazy D minor. Now we start the arpeggio, but higher. D minor, G, G again, and then 3, E minor, A7 sharp 5, D7, G7, actually G13 flat 9. And now we're going to play pretty much the same thing again. But this time, ooh. So instead of going, I'm going. And so what this is, it's a D flat triad over G. So first I have F over G, then I have D flat over G, flat 5 sub, then back. I'm sorry. And again here, the higher one. But now we go to an E7. So you have to get these notes. So I play this E7. So I'm playing the 5th, the flat 7, and the 3rd. Then here, the 7, the 3rd, the 5, to an A minor 11. And I do a little blues thing here. I take the whole chord and I just move it up. Move it down to the G minor, to a C7 sharp 5. Okay? So this sort of like getting to the bridge of the song is. And then here it comes with the E. So now we're set up that we're going to go to our F chord. It's a F major 7. Now we're going to a diminished chord, a D diminished chord. E minor, B flat diminished, D minor, G7, C major 7 sharp 11 again, but with B as our melody. So I have the 5th, the root, the sharp 11, and the major 7. And then I'm doing these little fourths things. So these are the sharp 11 and the major 7, so it's F sharp and B. Then the 13 and the 9. And then here, this is an actual 3rd. So this is C and E. And then here's the sharp 11 again and the major 7, and the 3rd, and the root. Okay? So far, what we have in the bridge so far is now we're going to go to the A minor, to the D7, the D7, not the D7. So A minor, so just a little baby A minor arpeggio, but with C on top. The C stays there, and the bass line moves down. And then here, that's like it's a D9, actually 13 with that. Okay, so it's, and this puts us into a G chord. And so what I'm doing again are stacked fourths, then diminished to A minor. Now here I have a D, just a D9. I have the 7, 9, 3, and the root. Then I move this up. to make it a C over D, and then I end with a D9 in 10th fret. So I have the 7th, the 9th, the 5th, and the root. Then toggling off that D note, and then I walk up and down. The top moves down, the bottom moves up. The top moves down diatonically, the bottom moves up chromatically. Except for that move there. All right. So now let's take a closer gander of that whole bridge. Okay, so yeah, so there you go, and we got our little last A section to do. So this part. For those of you that have been checking out my videos and lessons, you'll know that this move is a gypsy move. It's nothing new. But if it is new to you, we're doing little diminished chords. So we're not doing all 4 notes, we're just doing 3. And we're picking up on the first note and then down 3 times. Probably look better on this camera. So you see my right hand? So that's a gypsy picking technique, and it's a great thing to practice while you're watching TV or something, because you could just getting that muscle memory down. But that's all that is. Okay, so now let's move on. Let's move on to our last A section. All right. Same thing as in the beginning, right? Subchord. Walk up in that middle. The higher arpeggio. Now here, D minor. Right? Now E7, A minor, C7 augmented, F major 7, D minor, G9, G7, and then my ending . All right, so now let's take a close up look at that. All right, so this is all we have already. This we have a little sub, walking up, the higher inversion of it. But now here's where it gets different. D minor, again, no root. E7, A minor 11, down to G minor, C7 augmented again. Now this is over the F minor. Then D minor. So this all looks like the same thing. I'm going like, F, D minor. So this all kind of like stays the same. D minor, G9, so I can get that A as my melody note, then G7, so I can get the B as my melody note, and then these chord subs. It's just a cycle move starting a whole step below the root. So we're in C, so we go down to B flat, and we keep a C on top of everything. Go in cycle to E flat, 9, with a 13, to A flat, major 7, still with C on top, D flat major 7, and then finally we resolve down a half step to C major 7, sharp 11, and again that's all fourths, and then I do that fourths move again, and I end with a C 6-9 sharp 11, and there you have it. So lots of cool stuff there to check out and bring into your playing. It's got some old sounding stuff, some more modern sounding stuff, moving lines on top, moving them on the bottom, moving them in the middle. So there's a lot of good information there for you to take away from this lesson. And I hope you enjoyed this. I enjoyed making this and bringing it to you. And so, yeah, play it for your family and friends at the holiday season. And until next time, peace.